Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Mike Lovelace, and enjoy this B-roll here for about 45 seconds to a minute. Then I'm going to tell you what we're going to get in today, but I tell you what, give a little bit of hint. It involves a cow and a pig. Well, part of a cow and a pig. Enjoy the B-roll, man. Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Mike Lovelace with Lovey's Barbecue. Thanks for checking out our food and travel channel. Thinking about changing the name to Lovey's Fat Life Food and Travel. Get it? Well, I'm fat too, but hey, thanks for checking us out today. But today we're going to try something, man. Just got out of church. We're in a bind. It's almost 11 o'clock. Just fired up the smoker here. We're going to try hot and fast on Boston butts, pulled pork, and a brisket. So we're going to try to move that temperature up a little bit today and see how it goes. We're going to cook this probably between 300 and 400 degrees. Hopefully settle in around 350, 325 to 350. See if we can get this done and have a late supper tonight about 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock. But let's see how this goes. This is, I normally cook a little bit hot, 275 to 300, 275 ideal, but we're going to bump the temperature up, try to see if we can get these Boston butts in this 7 or 8 pound brisket done. And then we're going to try to make something that I've ate at a restaurant once before, sound awesome, and it actually really was awesome, but it's going to be a cow meets pig. So it's going to be pulled pork, brisket, and coleslaw on a sandwich bun. So we're going to try that out as well. Thanks for watching and subscribe to us. All right, here's a little bit of a clip of me using a trailer dolly that I picked up from Paul and Tyler down at Shirley Fabrication. If you pick you up a cooker, you got to purchase you one of these. Hook them up, call them, ask them to get a quote for it, but definitely worth saving your back. All right, I'm going to show you guys how I fire up my smoker, my Shirley Fabrication vertical smoker. I like to use put a bed of charcoal in there at first, so I use Kingsford's. This is about just a little bit less than half a bag. Maybe more of between a quarter of a bag to a half a bag. But I use a weed burner. I love my weed burner. Fire that thing up. You can get this done really quick. On this video here, I increase the speed of this, so I'm going to do it really quick. But definitely love my weed burner. Other people use other things as well, but definitely worth it in my opinion. Alright, so this is one of the first things that's different in how I normally cook Boston butts. I like to use a mustard slather. I don't know if it really helps or not. I like it personally. I think it adds a little bit to the bark. I like the vinegar on it. But today we're doing it quick and hot and fast, so I wanted to do something a little different. So I just rinsed off these Boston butts, put some of my Lovey's Carolina Love Rub on it. Alright, so now we're going to try a brisket here. So we're going to cut open this brisket. Got it, it's already pretty trimmed. I trimmed a little bit of fat off of it. This is the flat side. It's not the fat side, but We're just using a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. A little bit of garlic in here. This is something I make up myself. I just buy salt, pepper, and a tad of garlic, mix it all in here, rub it on both sides. Okay, now we're getting ready to put the Boston butts on. I'm actually doing that right now, and then we're going to put the brisket on after the 2 Boston butts. This time I put the fat cap down. Since I'm going a little hotter than I normally cook, normally I put the fat cap up. I like it to drip down. Some people believe in putting the fat cap towards the heat source. I definitely did it this time because I'm trying to protect the meat. Did it work? Did it not work? You're going to find out at the very end of this video. I'll give you a tip right now. One of these I thought turned out great. The other one tasted good. 11:35. We got the fat cap down because we're going to go hotter today. Normally I do the fat cap up, but we've got an 8-pound brisket and 2 7-pound Boston butts. And we're getting ready to go hot and fast. All right, we just put the Boston butts and the brisket on. Just want to make sure you see that it's a translucent smoke coming out. You don't see a rolling out black or white smoke, but just want to make sure you got a good clean fire going on. And I said we was going to go hot and fast. Probably going to hit it, settle in around 350. And we're at 322 right now, and I just shut the door probably 30-45 seconds ago. All right, so we're about 4 hours into the cook. We started 11:30, it's about 3:30. I'm not one to open the cooker a lot. We've been averaging around 325, 350. I think we're about 320 something now. Actually, we've dropped down to about 311, so I'm gonna have to put another split on. But you can hear it sizzling. We're going to take a look at these again. It's been 4 hours into here. We got 2 Boston butts and a brisket. Man, that smells great. We're going to look at them right here. So we got the brisket on over here on this side. Fat side is actually down. Got a couple of Boston butts on. They're smelling great. Again, we're cooking hot and fast on the Shirley Fabrication vertical. So let's go ahead and put a little more wood on. Just smoke these things for another 3 or 4 hours. Probably another couple hours we'll put a probe in to see what kind of temp we're hitting. All right, we're going to check the internal temp. All right, we're at 183, 184. Oh, we're at 198. Well, I was too far deep. 183, 181. There. 197. 178. I like to go to about 205. There's still quite a bit of tug. Still quite a bit of tug on this, so We're gonna cook these a while longer. These have been cooking for about 5 hours now. So we're going hot and fast. We've been going about 350 degrees on average, so we're definitely cooking them hot and fast. All right, so it's about 5:15. These have been on for about 5 hours and 45 minutes. We're gonna check the internal temp. Things have been rolling around 350 for almost the whole time. So we got our 2 Boston butts here and our brisket over here. Let's check the internal temp on these. Yeah, we're at 197. That's about 199. That's about where we want to be. 205, a little deep right there. Yeah, these 2 Boston butts are ready. And then getting a little closer, still pretty good in here, but still a little bit tug right here. And it's only 187. So these are gonna have to cook a little longer, this brisket is anyway. So we'll go ahead and wrap. We'll go ahead and wrap the Boston butts. And then we'll let that brisket keep cooking a little bit longer. So here we're going to just double wrap the Boston butts in aluminum foil. So I always put 2 rounds of aluminum foil around them, and then I'll put them in the camber and let them set. Normally for 3 or 4 hours. We only let them set for a couple hours today. So we're still checking this brisket out. Feels really good right there. There's hardly any tug. 210. What that says, no tug there. No tug here, 206, 209. But you get right here in the center, and it still says it's like 181. So 193. There's a little bit, you see, there's a tug there. So that's not done quite yet. You can see here it's really easy to go in and out. It's like 205, 210. So we're going to cook this thing a little while longer. It's still got a tug on it. Alright, so after a couple hours of the Boston butts sitting in the camber, double wrapped aluminum foil, we pull these things apart. I just wanted to pull them apart and let you guys take a look at them. I was actually impressed with hot and fast with the Boston butts. They tasted great. They had a good smoke taste to them. Overall, I was impressed with that. I would definitely cook hot and fast again on Boston butts. You'll see the brisket here in a little bit. Again, this is before I take all the fat out of it. I just wanted to break it up for you, everybody, and let you look at it. Pretty good smoke ring on some of it. Sometimes I do go and add apple juice and blow up my Boston butts before I cook them. This time I did not. Also, when you wrap it 175, it keeps a little bit more juice in. So this was not quite as juicy as what I'm used to, but it was a good juice. It was it was not a ton of water, and it wasn't mushy at all. So I was actually impressed with the Boston butts hot and fast. Alright, so here we're doing the second Boston butt, and just see how easy that bone pulls out of there. Again, this one actually, in my opinion, was a little bit better than the other one. And sometimes when you cook Boston butts or shoulders or any kind of meat, just some meat to me is better than others. So this second one just either cooked better or was just a better quality meat, but it actually had a little bit more smoke ring in it, and that shoulder, that bone came right out. And but both, again, like I said earlier, both Boston butts turned out really good. Had a nice bark on the outside of them, a little bit of a crunch, and trimmed up all the fat here and got it all out, but it tasted excellent. Alright, so I am known for my briskets. Everybody loves my briskets, and in all honesty, I was a little disappointed. I overcooked this. This is probably my fault more than anything. Should have wrapped it a little bit earlier. I took it off a little earlier and wrapped it and put it in the cane bro. It actually had a really good taste, had a really good bark on the outside, but the ends were a little bit dry. These center pieces I'll show you here in a second were excellent. And what I did at the end of this was we ate a little bit this night, and some of you may not agree with this, but I went ahead and put some beef broth over top of the rest of it and let it sit in the fridge the next day. And it was really good. I did notice that I didn't have near the smoke ring on here, as if I'm cooking slower temp. On the hot and fast, it wasn't quite as good, but it actually had a good taste to it overall, but not to my standards on how I like to cook briskets. It was a little bit dry on the ends, and but the middle was very tasty. So I will try hot and fast again, but I'll definitely wrap it sooner, put it in some butcher paper or something. And I'd also like to cook one with the flat and the point, to maybe have a little bit more fat in there. Alright, we're going to end this on a positive note. So we definitely learned some lessons from this. This is, again, first time I've ever cooked hot and fast. And I like to keep videos for real. Here's me putting some of that beef broth on it after we'd already ate a little bit, to try to add a little bit of moisture back to it as it set and soaked it up. But here's also the cow meets pig. You take 2 pieces of brisket, put some pulled pork on top of that, and then some coleslaw. This was awesome. It was excellent. I did eat this the next day, so if you notice, it doesn't, it soaked up the beef broth, and that's why it doesn't look, the smoke ring on it. Definitely try this out the night that you, or the day that you cook it. But a very good meal. Some of the things here that I learned from, normally I cook hot and fast on the Boston butt, is I use a mustard slider, 250, 275 temp range, and then a 175 temp. I'll wrap it and let it rest for 3 or 4 hours. And then on the brisket, this was different for me because I use inject with beef broth, 250, 275 temp range, wrap it 175 in butcher paper or foil, and then I'll let it rest for 3 or 4 hours.